First thing I gotta say is this, is that on our spiritual journeys, dun, 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 dun. On our spiritual journeys, we need to be okay with being alone. You need to be okay with being alone. Even when you're with someone, you still need to be okay with being alone when you're with them. Otherwise, you smother them. Otherwise, it's insecure. Otherwise, it's brittle. Otherwise, the very fabric of trust doesn't have integrity because you're afraid and you're making the other person be the answer to you no longer feeling that feeling anymore. But we need to be by ourselves and be okay with being alone. Look at these, look at this. It used to be, oh, now it's, oh, but that's so hot. Designs by Chanel, by Nicole Chanel, or Chanel McCall, I don't know how she likes to say it, but I do feel really good with this. On my third eye. Hi! What's little friend doing, baby? What you doing, baby? Rolling? Rolling? Look at you rolling. Doing a good job, too. Whoa. Pushing, pushing. Yeah. Pushing, pushing. We need to be all right with being alone. And we need to be okay. And I feel like this is true. Secondly, because, or another way you could look at it is, if you look at the master teachers or anyone initiating into the secret knowledges, there is solitude required. And all of this, in the end, is what you end up seeing is you break through the illusion that you're alone because you start to understand, first and foremost, that you're there. Whether or not you know there's something else out there, whether or not you're connected with guides, all that other stuff, just the fact that you realize you're here, and then you start to understand who that is. And hopefully, over time, with gentleness and patience and acceptance and just sitting with the motherfucker. You just gotta sit with it. Just sit with yourself. Just sit there and be with yourself. After that, enough time, you start to develop a relationship with yourself. And you start to treat yourself the way you want to be treated. You get it? That being alone allows that to happen. And then after that, then you also have, gosh, listen to these cars going by. Oh my gosh. A lot of them, oh, I don't even want to get into it. I feel like I live like, I live on a boulevard, all right? I shouldn't be surprised, but it feels like some Fast and Furious stuff. But anyway, but then when you break past that illusion because you're with yourself and you love yourself, then you start to understand who yourself is. And it is a whole lot deeper than the physical. The physical is lovely. You definitely take care of that. You do not neglect that. But you start to understand that you are you. And you, who is you? Ask yourself that question when you sit yourself alone. When you're quiet and you don't have a screaming child saying, "Mommy." Then you start to understand who you are and you start to develop that and you start to go into that and you start to grow. You need to wait and you start to grow. And in that growth, you understand that you are not alone. That's an illusion, that you are everything and you are connected to source and that will never leave you alone. That you are connected to guides. You do have ancestors to walk with you. All of these things, we are not alone. And then finally, it's okay to be alone as well in this because it's part of the process. And it's part of what needs to happen. Okay. You're doing great. Not everyone has a screaming child, and some people do. And you're part of an amazing group of people that are doing an amazing thing. And it's also part of what it is to be human. But leading someone and teaching someone and guiding someone is huge, and it's part of what it means to be human, and that's why we do it when we're done, right? We continue to. So, love you. You're doing great.